What's up, everybody? Jordan Stewart here from Vover. Thanks so much for tapping into the Vover Original Show. Just a reminder that if you want to drop your opinions about the episode or respond to the host and guests with your voice, go and download the Vover app wherever you get your apps. Vover, voice over everything. Enjoyed the show.
Vover FC.
Welcome to this Friday edition of Vover FC, the sound of world football here on Vover. We've got friendlies going on around Europe, plus tournaments with the Tokyo Olympics and Gold Cup as we begin our weekly focus on La Liga with a scene setter today, as the La Liga Champions Gala is also today a celebration, of course, of the man in black, Diego Simeone, El Pistolero, the whole crew. Just part of things is, we want to note that the U.S. women's national team got by the Netherlands 4-2 on penalties to advance to the semifinals in Tokyo. This match wrapping up in the AM on Friday in the U.S., while on Thursday evening in Austin, the U.S. men getting a 1-0 win over Qatar to advance to the Gold Cup final on Sunday, where Mexico awaits after the Mexican squad took down Canada, as the Mexican Soccer Federation, with two top squads working right now, as the U23 team is in Tokyo. And before we get to our La Liga talk, we want to pick back up on a theme that we had on our Monday edition of Vover FC, and that is Manchester United doing deals. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer extended with a 3-year contract that could add another year, and the Glazers seem to be going for stability here, as now this is going to be season 4 of the Ole G show, and they are doing signings of note thus far. And Jadon Sancho from Dortmund, the England international, part of the Gareth Southgate team at the Euro Championship, and Sancho, a teammate of Erling Haaland at Dortmund, now arriving at Old Trafford to join the attack, as Rafael Varane is also joining Man United. A move of impact thus far, and we really ask, what is in the works for Man City across town and the clubs in London, namely Chelsea? Let's talk about it here. Man City could keep potentially working as a top club with no striker. The latest is that, Jack Grealish is a top target in a move from Aston Villa, but it's Tottenham severing ties with Harry Kane that is perhaps City's best hope for that high-end striker that Sergio Aguero served as for years. But we're waiting. And for Chelsea, a wait on Sevilla's Koundé is one thing perhaps, but Dortmund signaling that if the price is right, 175 million euros, maybe 200. Haaland could be in blue. We've always imagined sky blue, but this a chess match that is slowly unfolding, and for a few obvious reasons. The pandemic, namely, and thus revenue issues for the likes of clubs everywhere, but especially clubs like Real Madrid, who theoretically could serve at least as an instigator in stirring the pot by adding a legit suitor to this mix that would get others to move. But Real Madrid's selling, and thus far selling to Premier League clubs. When you look at Varane, that's the best latest example. But this process is just slow right now, which in the end benefits Man City. It always does. They are already stacked. The roster is insane when you look at the starting 11 before potentially Kane or Grealish. And Chelsea won Champions League, but Jorginho was their leading goal scorer with, I think, like 7 goals. And this, with plenty of penalties being that goal-scoring tally, as those goals, by and large, did not come from Werner and Harvitz. And that lack of production gave Lampard enough issues to have to make way for Tuchel, as Chelsea could solve all of this, of course, with a big Norwegian. But the price has to move the needle. And Dortmund, they do this all for sport. All right, let's get into some La Liga. So much to dive into in Spain, as we've got something brand new for you. This is La Liga, powered by Green Park, and we're so thrilled to have the opportunity to dive into the top flight in Spain, a league rich with stories, jam-packed with talent, excitement, top players, really the toast of world football when you consider what's been done over the past several decades. And you want to stop for a moment and you think of the memorable matches and key moments from this past season. A Barca win in leg 2 of the semis of the Copa del Rey against Sevilla. That was tremendous.
Griezmann has time for a cross, sent into the net. Barca equalise. It's a goal scored by Gerard Piqué. Time and time again, the Barcelona centre-back has gone forward as the emergency option. That is his bread and butter. And he saves the day for Barca and forces the game into extra time.
And they got it done in extra time, adding a goal to beat Sevilla 3-0. And then they took down Athletic Club in the final. As when you think about La Liga sides and tournaments, you know, the best team effort perhaps was Unai Emery's Villarreal squad, as the Yellow Submarine really staring down Manchester United, taking the Europa League final into a shootout. And that shootout had similar drama to that Euro 2020 shootout where Italy prevailed, but instead of 5 attempts, it went 11, and to the keepers, and Villarreal prevailed.
Saved! There is a new name on European football's Roll of Honour, and that name is Villarreal!
And those, a couple of the memorable matches with La Liga clubs, not on La Liga broadcasts, as we saw Copa del Rey on ESPN and Europa and Champions League on CBS and Paramount Plus, as La Liga really has been living in a realm in the United States where there has been a legit disconnect when it comes to watching on cable. As a few years back, you know, systems like Comcast's Xfinity stopped carrying BN Sports, which had been the home of La Liga. And, you know, in our household, we pony up for BN Sports Connect via Fubo TV to be able to watch the likes of Atleti, Barca, and Real Madrid. And as we've seen, Serie A, which had been on ESPN Plus, moving to Paramount Plus, and Bundesliga joining the ESPN platforms, we now have seen a memorable debut for Bundesliga on ABC this past season that was part of that. But this is now the dawn of La Liga, given proper television showcase and streaming showcase in the U.S. via ESPN coverage to come, and it could not come at a better time for fans and clubs and La Liga, as the pandemic truly has been a challenge in Spain with lost gate revenue. I mean, you think for now 2 seasons, essentially, some of these venues that would have 100,000 fans going nuts in these venues, paying to be there and coming from around the world to do so, they had nothing. And it's changed a lot, and this change for La Liga is really going to be benefited by games in the U.S. on a new broadcast home. And, you know, BN Sports coverage was really strong. I mean, we loved listening to Phil Shane and Ray Hudson, and hopefully this new era will keep that coverage just as strong, and we do expect that it will, because there's already so many ways that ESPN with shoulder programming can promote La Liga, and we can talk about it here. But, you know, this league being kept off cable in many major markets because it was on BN Sports has really overcome a big hurdle here, and it's a new era. So we are going to be counting down the days, and we are in that 2-week mark now as of this taping, with mid-August being the start of a campaign that is going to go straight to television, really. I mean, FC Barcelona on the first weekend hosting Real Sociedad, set to be on broadcast TV. Their Sunday match on what will be the 15th of August will air on ABC. It's the 91st season for La Liga, kicking off on Friday, August 13th, as Valencia and Getafe go at it. And, you know, it'll all stream on ESPN Plus. All these matches, and that opening weekend going Friday to Monday, with the matches streaming in English and Spanish. We will have a proper preview on next Friday's edition of This is La Liga here, powered by Green Park, as fans around the world are getting set to see who prevails, not just in the opening weekend, but in the very end. I mean, like, for the past 2 seasons, it has been the clubs from Madrid. Last season, Diego Simeone getting the right mix with a real stellar push in the final few matches that was fueled by Luis Suarez and his sheer force of will on the pitch. That was on their way to the title. Then the season before, really a powerful Real Madrid squad getting excellent goalkeeping from Thibaut Courtois throughout the campaign, and, you know, dealing like everybody with a stop and start to a season due to the pandemic. But Zidane had the firepower at his disposal to keep things on track. They did exactly that. there are classic clubs that we enjoy seeing, obviously, like Barca, Real Madrid, and Atleti. And, add to that Sevilla and Villarreal, who have been making real noise in European competitions, plus other fun stories. Espanyol, Mallorca. These are two squads that had been relegated in the season that Real Madrid won the title, that being 2 seasons ago, but they are back now, having made their way back from the second division. They're just 1 year away in La Liga, and they're coming back. And, we always love this Steve Nash connection to La Liga with ownership in Mallorca, and you got to think about this NBA influence and how it fits in many ways. If the Premier League has the gravity of the NFL, for instance, in the United States, well, La Liga is in many ways akin to the NBA. We're talking star power, athleticism, excitement, celebrity, also just this tradition with fans that makes that in-person experience so cool. And to add back fans and now games on ESPN platforms, we are super excited to be here talking about La Liga weekly on this show. This is La Liga, powered by Green Park. We are back with more next week. I want to thank you so much for joining us. Have a great weekend ahead.